couple of blankets, a strap if you have it, and Agnes and I will finish up our tea. Let's come into a comfortable seat. Manipurna Chakra, right here at the belly. It's our third chakra, and the one where the heart comes up next. So supporting the Manipurna Chakra, which physically is our stomach, it's our digestion. It is our liver, our gallbladder, our pancreas that we support with this practice. When the digestion is good, everything is good. So from the Ayurvedic sciences, we want to tend to our digestion as best as we can to support all of the other systems in the body. But we digest more than just food. We also have to digest, I think the technical term is shit. It just comes our way. And so how do we tend to that? We were watching a movie last night, and Jen, my husband, said, I can't watch this. It's just upsetting. So sometimes we can turn it off and walk away. Other things we can't turn off. There's a lot of suffering going on right now. And we absorb that energy, and it can be really overwhelming and feeling like somehow we should be doing more. We can only do the best we can do. And trusting that that is what needs to get done. And collectively, when we all pitch in, we don't have to do it all alone. But taking care of ourselves, that really comes up to ourselves to begin with, because nobody else knows how we're feeling. So today is a beautiful sunny day, Manipurna Chakra. It is sunshine, it is yellow. So this is a good place to feed that energy. We will stoke the fire with the practice today. We'll begin with Samana Mudra. So that's bringing all the fingertips together on each hand. Samana means consolidation and being able to, again, digest all that needs to digest, and so we can be well. So I invite you just to relax your hands on your thighs. That can be palms up or down. If it feels safe, close your eyes or keep a soft gaze downward. Let the breath be easy and relaxed. And take a moment to sense your center. Midway between the belly button and the solar plexus. Dantian, your inner powerhouse. Our sense of self-confidence and ability resides here. Boundaries between ourselves and the world that we inhabit, so that we are neither being overly influenced by others, but neither do we feel the need to influence others, that we rest within ourselves with comfort and ease. And if you don't agree with me, I'm okay with that. Kapalati pranayama, skull shining, being the English name for this. So I do like the term. However, that also means that it is a pranayama of great pressure. It is the contraction you make in your gut when you sneeze or cough or laugh. And starting slow, I find that easier than trying to just blow it all out. I invite you to also engage Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, as you do these forceful exhalations. In this breath, if there's high blood pressure, if there is recent abdominal surgery, a hernia, it is not recommended, in which case Ujjayi Pranayama, the soft breath with a closed throat, is recommended instead. For Kapalati breathing, place one hand on your lower abdomen. Normal breath in, and then as you exhale, pull the belly back towards the spine. And that forces the air out. And this relax the abdomen as you breathe in. So it is this sharp contraction that we're going for. That massages everything in the belly. But again, Mula Bandha, lifting the pelvic floor, prevents accidents. And you have a sense of this contraction. You can begin to build up speed. But quality is more important than quantity. So we'll do another 6 as you breathe in and then and pause, breathe. So if you find that the digestion is getting a little sluggish or your mind is getting a little sluggish, this is a great practice to do. Don't do it right before you go to bed. Don't do it right after you've eaten. But great to do before you eat and as a morning or afternoon practice when things are getting a little stagnated. Let's take the legs out in front. Dandasana. Let's take the arms out and up. Hook the thumbs. Hook the thumbs and extending up. Reach, 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 reach. Let's side bend to the right. Pull on the thumbs and we stretch the palms. Inhaling up. And go to the other side. Inhaling back up and exhale. A little itty bitty twist. So this is just Parita Dandasana. Parita simply means twisting. Let's go to the other side. We come back to center. And we'll take the legs in and out. And that's our Catherine, Jill, and Dana. I think I'm looking from over here. Good to see everybody. Now, as you extend out through the knees, let's lift up through the front spine. So this is a pose that also helps open up the digestive system. Again, things ain't moving. We want to facilitate movement by creating space. Is often the protocol. Let's bring the knees together, take the legs out in front, and then come all the way onto the mat. So the twist that we're starting with, merman twist. Let's swing the legs to the left. Swinging the legs to the left. So I'm sitting all the way down on the mat. This is the few twists that where we don't keep the pelvis grounded evenly on both sides. So as you now take your left hand to the right knee and the right hand just goes out. My left leg is going straight back and my right leg is in Baddha Konasana again. So I get both hip events. Inhale, let's lengthen up through the front spine and take your left hip forward with you as you do. And as you exhale, we begin to move into the twist. Lengthening up and exhale. Use the muscles of your trunk to draw you into the twist. So don't be aggressive with the hands. We want that contraction of the muscle around the bones to facilitate strong bones. One more breath, inhale, lengthening up. And give your left glute a little squeeze to help opening the hip flexors. We exhale, return to center. So we get a lot of bang for our buck in this little twist. I don't know why they call it merman, but like I said earlier, I guess this is my fins hanging out back there. So we'll switch to the other side. We'll inhale, lengthen up through the front. And exhale, we begin to twist. And using your obliques, we have this amazing set of muscles. Your obliques on your right side is pushing you into the twist. On the left, they're pulling you into the twist. So they have a little deal going. They help one another. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, twist a little deeper. But wait, there is more. We got little rotators right on the spine, connecting one vertebrae to the one above and below. Let's take one more breath. So can you sense deep, 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 deep as you twist that these little rubber bands are facilitating you in? And we exhale back to center. We switch back to the first side. So we start, I'll call this position 1, left hand on the right knee. Now lift your right hip and slide it towards your left foot. Drop the hip down. So I just created more length on my side waist. So now I can really take it to town. Take your left hand, place it where the right hand is, and then take the right hand even further back. We inhale, we lengthen through the crown of the head. And we exhale, use the muscles. Don't be too heavy in the hands again so that the muscles are really wringing you out. See how this can be really good for digestion before you eat. Inhale, lengthen, 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 and exhale, deepen. Let's take one more breath. Lengthen, 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 and deepen. I'm gonna have a look, see. And exhale, come back to center. Switch to the other side. Starting position 1, we'll do our little hip scoots. Lift your left hip and scoot towards your right foot and then land again. So you're more on the outer hip. You're right on the greater trochanter. And then hand position, left hand to where the right is and the right continues further back. So I'm in a bit of a lean. And then inhale, let's lengthen again. Use your right glute to get the psoas, the hip flexors, to release. And then exhale, twist, deepen the twist. Let me have a look, see? The in-breath elongates. Let your elbows bend a little bit. It's like you're in a wide push-up position, so your arms are wider than your shoulders. And so this would be position 2. There are many more layers. Eventually you put your nose on your big toe, but that takes a while. And exhale, coming back to center. At least in theory. Let's bring the legs out in front. Back in Dandasana, hands besides the hips. Pressing, hands down, legs down, reaching up through the front spine. Let's take the arms up. And then hook the thumbs again, lengthening up as you reach out through the feet, ground down through the legs. So same actions as we do in downward facing dog, except of course we ain't quite there yet. We have a little pit stop first. Let's bend the knees up and clasp behind the knees. So now I'm going to scooch up because we are going to end up all the way on our backs. But we're going to sail there via boat pose, Navasana. So pull the belly in and up, in and up, in and up. Lengthen the front body and your feet will begin to float up as you lean back. But use the lower belly, create a big lift here. And you can feel how your hands may be getting a little lightness. And if that's the case, maybe adding the oars. Add the oars without collapsing the back. So lift, broadening the collarbones. And then exhale, lower down. As I got the legs up, take the arms overhead. Now press the low back down. And you can do a little pelvic arch and tilt. As you inhale, low back lift, but as you exhale, can you press it down? And the closer you take the knees to the chest, the easier it will be to draw the back body down. Glue it onto the mat, and then place your knees in the position where you can maintain that, where there's a little excitement around the lower half. As you exhale, let's lower the right heel to the floor. Keep the 90 degrees behind the knees. And inhale back up. Pay attention to, is the pelvis moving with the leg? Then don't go all the way down. Keeping the back flat, 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 flat. And that helps us use these outer layers of support. Your corset, the abdominis transversus, and then the lower part of the six pack between the pubic bone and the belly button. We'll go from side to side. Don't let the low back lift. How many should I do, you ask? Until the low back says, I'm done, 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 done. I need to rest, rest, rest. Let's do one more set if it's available. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Let's place the feet down. Full body stretch. Belly breath. Reaching out through the heels, out through the hands. So right now you are in a horizontal handstand. Same actions, same pose, except of course gravity is different. We'll interlace the hands under the head, bend up the knees, and then draw the knees in. Straightening the legs or bend the knees as we did before. So the hamstrings may just make it more comfortable to keep the knees bent. Now, same thing, draw the low back down. On the in-breath, let's lift the head and the top of the shoulders. And then exhale, twist to the left, but lower the right leg towards the floor without touching. Inhale back to center. And exhale, other side. Inhaling up and switch. Moving with your breath. So make the twist relatively low. That keeps the erector, the six pack, abdominis rectus, there it was, from getting all scrunched up, but we want the obliques to have a chat. So I'm just lifting the top of the shoulders and then going from side to side. Let's do it one more time, or if it's time for you to pause, pause. Lowering the head, bend the knees, lowering the legs. Let's do another full body stretch. Belly breath, everything relaxes. And now draw the legs close together. And this is an invitation, not an order. Begin to turn your feet to the left. And then let that invite the hips around and then the belly And then finally, you're laying all the way up on your left side. Don't bend your knees. If you can roll over without. So now we are in a horizontal sideways handstand. Tailbone towards the heels, lower abdomen in and up. And if this feels really unstable, just take one hand, fingertips on the floor to help balance exactly up on the side. And you can look down and you can use the ends of your mat as a guideline that you are in one long straight line. Keeping your feet at the same height, meaning not the same height, side by side. And you can feel how your core is now working all the way around. Now, what happens if you lift your top leg a little bit and lower it down, keeping the core still, pelvis still. So another little fun event for the core. Lifting and lowering, all the muscles all the way around are now communicating. But then give our lateral muscle extra. Take your right foot up in front of the left leg. Bend it up, toes pointing down towards the left foot. And the left foot is active. So I'm in a side tree with the right foot on the floor, toes pointing down towards the left foot. So don't put the right leg on your left leg because we're going to take it for a little bit of flight. We want to take care of the knee. The outer edge of your right foot presses into the floor. Nope, the outer edge of your left foot, but the whole right foot presses down. And then lift the left hip, lift the left waist. Lifting the left hip, lift the left waist, but press the right foot down. Press. Now that'd be the left foot too. Press the left foot down, right foot down. I'm getting it. Cueing backwards. And exhale, lowering down. So a teeny little side plank. Let's stretch all the way back out. Start with the feet again. Roll the heels to the mat. Control the kaplunk as you roll onto your back. So the brakes are right in the middle of your body. How slow can you go? One's on the back. Roll onto the other side. So this time I will do a swing about too. So rolling onto your right side. And then we start it with our little leg lifts. Lifting and lowering. And if there's a lot of wiggle about, slow it way down so that only your top leg is moving. Don't collapse onto your waist, but keep pulling the abdomen in and up, tailbone towards the heels. Do one more. And we take the foot down, bend it up, and place it in front of the right thigh, lower thigh, or knee. Toes again pointing down towards your right foot. The outside of the right foot. Resting on the mat. Sharpening this outer edge as you lift your right hip. So the foot is pressing down, but lift the hip. Lift the side waist. And you are now in tree pose. Same actions. Same actions. And lowering the hips. Hands straighten back out. And let's come onto the belly. Coming onto your belly. Let's take the hands down alongside the hips. Palms facing your hips. So just an old-fashioned Shalabhasana, lotus pose. Locust. Inhale, lift the legs, lift the arms, hands, heart, head, lifting up. Lift, 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 lift. And lowering down. Place the hands back under the shoulders, so by the side chest. And roll the shoulders up and down the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heels. Lift the heart. Lift the head. Let the legs come down and lifting up into cobra pose. Stretch the belly. And exhale, let's come back to puppy pose. Inhaling forward, tall cobra. Let the whole front belly lengthen. Exhale, stretch back. One more time, inhaling, lengthen forward. And let's draw into dog, downward facing dog. Or come back into puppy. We'll take our dog for a little twirl swirl. Moving the hips just from side to side. And then let's pedal out the heels. Slowly. Pressing down on the out breath. Lifting on the in breath. The calves get a little help. And then let's inhale forward to plank pose. Plank pose. Hands under the shoulders. And toes under heels. Also a good core pose. If it's in the right position. So let's drop the knees down. So what is the right position? Now keeping the toes tucked under. It's a straight line from shoulders through hips to the heels. So the lower abdomen, drawing it in and up, lengthen the tailbone back. And then to keep the shoulders safe, a sense of spreading the shoulder blades on the upper back. Spread the shoulder blades. Now from here, do nothing else other than just press the heels back. But keep everything else in the same way. Abdomen pulling in and up. Hands pressing the floor away. And exhale, let's take the knees down. Stretch back to puppy again. And visiting now with another great midsection pose. So, tabletop. And we'll take the right arm forward. As you reach the right arm forward, what's happening in the lower belly? Keep the belly button on the spine. And then lower the pinky side of the hand towards the floor, lifting it back up. Stabilize the core again. One more time, we're gonna hold it up this time. And then we can up the ante a little bit by taking the left leg back. Now, moving, exhaling. Let's pull elbow to knee. And inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. So one more time, I'm gonna have a look-see. Keeping the body still. If there's a lot of wiggle aboutness, then the core is not communicating very well with itself. So slowing things down helps retrain. Let's hold it out long, long, long. Next time you're out, palms facing towards the center line. Nice. And exhale, take the hand, right hand, left leg down. Cat and cow. Exhale, contract the lower abdomen. Inhale, contract the back. So again, facilitate with the muscles contracting and moving the spine. And let's visit with the other side. So we'll take the left arm forward. For what it's worth, these are my sister's favorite. Exhale, lower the pinky down, lifting up. 4, core strengthener. She's a physical therapist. So if it's good enough for her, I think it's good enough for me, and it's good enough for us. Only the very best, right? Let's hold the arm up. You feel how the belly button has been suctioned onto the spine. We'll take the right leg back. And again, mobility, elbow to knee. Can we maintain core integrity through movement? That's when it really matters. So moving in, extending out, keeping everything steady in the middle. Pay attention to that wibble wobbliness. Learn from it. That's the body communicating. Something is not firing. And let's hold it out long, holding it out long. And releasing down, cat and cow. Contract the belly as you pull the spine upward, and contract the back muscles as this belly button goes towards the floor. And then neutral tabletop. Swing your left foot off the mat, out to the side. Swing it out to the side so the knee stays exactly where it is. Take your right leg straight back in line with your left knee. So as you look down, your left hand, left knee, and right foot, one line on your mat. Let's take the right arm to the sky. So a variation of side plank, Vasisthasana. You'd think it'd be called Parsvo Asana, but it isn't. It's Vasisthasana. And this is, a rather agreeable event. We can get a little bit more extension. Take your top arm over the head, reach it over. Now lift your left sideways up, and then lift your right leg. Lift the right leg. Breathe. Now here, can we do the elbow to knee again? Extending out, pulling in and out. A little bit more challenging. Let's do it one more time. And then extend and reach. Woo! Well, let's take the right leg down. Right arm comes up. Now inhale, come all the way up in the trunk. So now we are preparing for gate pose. Your right leg, just take care that it's not hyperextended. So as you dig the heel down into the mat, dig the heel down into the mat. Take your right hand, so now I know I'm backwards, so your right hand is going to be on your right leg. Left arm goes to the sky. And then side bend out over your right leg. Just like a teeny little triangle pose. Reaching. Let your right side waist move towards your right thigh. And inhale up. And we spin all the way around back to tabletop. Cat and cow again. Rounding as you breathe out and suck the belly to the spine. Lengthen the belly on the in-breath. And other side. So first, swing your right leg out, right foot out to the side, right foot out to the side. And then take the left leg straight back and check that you're lining up. Right hand, right knee, left foot. One line. And we'll take our left arm to the sky. So you support knees, support what needs to be supported. And we'll take the arm overhead, creating a bit of a crescent shape. And now we'll lift the left leg. And we are ready for the fun to begin. Elbow knee, pull in, extend, pull in, extend. So in the middle of our body, it has to communicate with what is above and what is below. So that powerhouse, the center, does it convey both directions? Extend. Whoo! I'm getting hot. I don't know about y'all. Reach and take the foot down, take the arm up and pivot up. And take your, roll the toes. The toes are pointing up now on your left foot. We'll take the left hand to the left thigh. Right arm up. Paryangasana. So we have the latch on the gate. Lengthening up and then exhale, begin to side bend to the left. Keep your heel, the left heel, digging down and press the shin up into the hand. Press the left knee or shin up as you go deeper to the side. One of the few poses that get the hip hikers, the naughty muscles. Each side of the low back, quadratus lumborum is their other name. Inhale all the way up and hands down. Spin it about again. And we are back, tabletop. Stretch back to puppy pose. Puppy pose. And then inhale, we're going to come up. But I invite you to take your blocks, just reach for them now. You're not going to use them in the dog, but you're going to travel into the dog. But have your blocks at the top of your mat. Looking up on the inhalation. And exhale, let's step the right foot up to the front. Take the left knee down and take your blocks onto high each side of your right foot. And exhale, stretch the hips back. We're just going to do a little bit of hamstring love. Inhaling forward. Back and forth like a seesaw. Pull the hips back. Inhale forward, the heart lifts. Exhale back. We get some length. That's going swimmingly. As you come forward, lift the back knee and spin the heel down. Spin the heel down. But keep your right hip moving back, moving back. Inhaling, sweep the arms up, all the way up to warrior two. We know this pose. Straighten the leg, side of triangle. We know this pose. And there's a little twist in triangle. Bending the knee, right forearm across your right inner knee to create that bind between the elbow and the inner knee. Side angle. So far, so good. Now let's take the hands back down to the blocks. And we'll go for revolved Parsvo Konasana. So move your left block to the inside of your right foot. Left block to the inside of the right foot. Right knee exactly over the ankle. Use my right hand first to teach my right knee what I want it to do. Press the hand to the knee, knee to the hand, and begin to twist. Begin to twist. So as you press the knee into the hand, you feel a little engagement around the outer hip. Check. Now to hug the imaginary block between your thighs. As you may take the arm up. Take the arm up. Squeeze the legs together isometrically. But take the arm up and maybe overhead. So revolved side angle pose. Overhead. Powerful back leg. Powerful back leg. And now slowly straighten the front knee. Take the arm to the sky. Revolved triangle. The hamstrings are going to determine how straight the front knee is going to get. Hug the inner thighs together. Hug, 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 hug. And exhale, take the hand down. Do the block. Move the left out to the side. Step the left foot up to the right. Forward fold. Let the head hang. Just breathe in and out and notice. Right side, left side, right side, left side. We inhale, we lift and look forward, and we step the right leg back. Spin the heel down. So we took a little pit stop in warrior two. Take the arms up, arms out. Because we got to rest somewhere, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Lifting the ribs up and away from the pelvis rim. Draw the tailbone down to keep length right there in the middle. Straighten the front knee. And then extend Utthita out over the left leg. Triangle pose. Reaching up. Bend the knee. Again, place the forearm to the inner knee. Create a bind. Arm pressing to knee, knee pressing back into the arm. Still hug the inner thighs together. Legs are working hard, so there's freedom in the middle. That's going really well. You guys look awesome. And we'll spin the hands down. Move your right block closer to your left foot. And I'm on my high block. When in doubt, give yourself lots of space in the pose. Take the left hand to the outer left knee. And we begin to spin. Now keep the legs strong and powerful, powerful. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Even as you press the hand to the knee to the hand. So we create all of these muscular engagement. The back heel is up. So you're in a balance. So just let the back heel come up. Jan is other way, and spinning the other way. So revolving, begin to twist to the left. twisting to the left. Maybe take the hand to the sky, but keep that same action in the hip. Keep the same action in the hip. The back leg, oh, it is strong. So strong. Maybe take the arm overhead, So now your right hand is on the block. That's a little bit more stable. And maybe begin to straighten the left knee. Keep the hips side by side, and take the arm straight to the sky. So challenging pose, very challenging pose. You guys look fantastic. And exhale, let's take the hands down to the blocks. Move the blocks out to the side. And we step back again, downward facing dog. Lengthen. Draw the hips back, but let the head hang. One of the kindest things we can do for our necks is let it take a load off, literally, let the head just hang. Now you can bend your knees here if your spine is rounding. And let the head hang, let the spine traction down. And we take the knees down. And we spin about. We come again into Dandasana, seated staff pose. Now let's sit up on a blanket. And we have gotten to the good stuff now. You can't get there until you have the iron really hot. Start by taking the right knee in. So I'm grabbing the right knee behind it. So I'm just pulling it in. I keep all my hip flexors really quiet. I will coat hanger with my left arm around the right knee and take my right hand back. Inhale, sitting up tall. So the sits bones are grounding down, and then I'm pulling the sternum upward, moving the spine deep into my back body. And then exhale. Again, same thing as when we started. Use the muscles in your trunk, right around the spine, and then the obliques, your outer layers. Inhale, I create space. I pry vertebrae from vertebrae. And then I exhale. I twist a little bit deeper. But using my muscles, that is safer for my spine, especially if there is some osteopenia or osteoporosis. And then slowly release. Take the leg out. Grab your left knee, pull it up. Coat hanger the right elbow or hand around the knee, left arm goes back. Create space, inhaling up, move the spine in. Feels like you're going into a back bend. And then exhale, deepen. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. And squeeze. One more time, lifting up. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, just a little bit more. And all the way back to center. Release the left leg out. Take the right in again. We'll move into the twist. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Lift, twist. One more time. Keep the knee right at center. So 4 corners of your right foot presses down. So it's a tight bind. And now release the right knee down to the side. And if it's floaty, take another blanket or take a block. Place under your knee. Take your left hand to the outer or the top of the knee. So I'm going to See if I can get myself a little bit further into this twist, but in a safe way, so my belly is like really contracted. I'm gonna take my right arm to the sky. So my left hand holding the knee, reaching up. So that keeps me in the twist. Now, like we did in gate pose, I'm gonna side bend down over my left leg. Reach, reach, reach. Breathing into your right sideways. If you reach the foot, great. If you don't, great. Be happy where you are. And inhale all the way up. That's what they call a big twist. Let's take the knee up, return back to center, extend the right leg out. Let's pause. This pose only comes around every so often, so I hope you're really enjoying this rare performance of Parvita Janushirshasana. Take the knee up, the left knee up, and we twist it first again. So there are two elements, a twist and a flexion. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Deepen. Lifting, twisting. So we're going to do it all 3 breaths. You guys look awesome. So keep the spine moving in, moving in, moving in, moving in. Now release the left knee down to the side. And take your right hand to the knee and support it. If it's floaty, a blanket or a block under it, because it's a grounding element of the pose. And if we can't ground into air. Support it, and we'll take the left arm to the sky. Lengthen the whole side, see. And spine moving in, check. And then begin to reach out over the right leg. So here the sits bones are both grounded. So a lot of stuff going on in this pose. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. And inhale all the way up. Spin back to center. Dandasana again after a one-sided pose. Do something where we mirror both sides. Press the feet down. Lift the heart. Now coming off the blanket. We are almost at the dessert table, I promise. So, reverse tabletop is our mini upside plank pose. With the hands by the hips, heel down, inhaling, lift the hips, let the head go back. Exhale, lowering down. So this is a nice pose. Again, it opens the front body. When we sit a lot and we collapse a lot, we let the ribs rest right on the pelvis bone. Then the digestion, there's no space for it whatsoever. We want space. Move your hands back a little bit. Now draw the legs together. Consolidate. So this is the full event. So just watch. Pull the bottom of the feet towards the mat and let that be the initiator. Then hips, then head, and then coming down. So that stretches the whole front seam. So pull the tops of the feet to the mat and you may find some interesting. You can also repeat reverse tabletop that we did before. Lift, lift, lift. Fantastic. And exhale, releasing down. Didn't that feel good? We're going to come onto our back. Hug the knees in. rock from side to side. Placing the feet down. And then take your blocks or blankets, it doesn't matter, but release the knees out to the sides. Now, if you have lots of props, you can also take a blanket under your head. The Supta Baddha Konasana opens the entire digestive system. So with the soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, but knees supported on blankets or blocks so that there is no stretch sensation. We're not going for a stretch. We're simply going for a gentle opening for our lower digestive tract. We have squeezed all the bile out. The liver is the seat of anger. And we can get overwhelmed with all that's going on right now. And anger gets lodged in our body. Hatred is the gallbladder. So a twisting practice can help move these emotions out so that we don't carry the bile. Now let the breath relax. You can rest your hands on your lower abdomen if that feels comfortable. An affirmation can be tremendously powerful and healing. And it can be simply, I am well. I am well. I am well. I am at ease. With the aid of your hands, draw the knees together and then slide them long. So we want to end in a stretched out manner. And again, be comfortable. So using whatever props, maybe a blanket under the head or one on top of your belly, whatever, whatever feels nurturing to you right now. And allow the breath to gently deepen. Wiggling fingers and toes. Bend up the knees. Rock the knees gently from side to side. Rolling over onto one side. Right, traditionally, classically. For several reasons. One is it supports the weight of the liver. But if you're having a bum right shoulder and it feels better to go to the left, it's not fatal. And then using your arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture. I'm going to unmute, no, actually, I'm going to invite you to unmute so we can close together. And I will